It started when I was doing laundry and the water started pouring out. It wasn't draining out.
Anne-Louise Vernon
I was completely freaked.
got a raw deal.
At first it was just water. So
After a city sewer line backed up last June,
it had flown up from here, went all the way around,
flooding the basement of her southeast Portland home.
and it came around here, past the furnace, and it was all blackish, kind of black, watery black stuff. The smell was gag-making. It was so disgusting.
As nasty toilet water and raw sewage overflowed from her floor drain, Anne-Louise scrambled to find help.
Well, I called a bunch of companies right away because it was pretty clear I had to do something. It wasn't something you could wait.
A plumber helped identify the problem. Then cleanup crews spent several days drying out the basement and decontaminating her home.
Then when I got the bill for $5,200 plus, I was practically in fetal position. And this total cost, I'm a senior, my income is Social Security. That's 4.5 months of my yearly Social Security income. I was, devastated. It's a huge financial burden for me.
Anne-Louise figured the city would reimburse her for the emergency cleanup.
But oh man.
After all, the city crew that responded from the Portland Bureau of Transportation clearly noted responsibility falls on the city. The main sewer line, the one beneath the street, was backed up. And inspectors later found the city pipe has sags where debris collects and build up over time. So did the city pay? Not really. The city claimed it has maintained this sewer line in a reasonable manner, and it was not on notice of any prior issues. Therefore, the city is not liable. The city did offer Anne-Louise roughly $1,500 to help pay for the plumber and half of her homeowner's insurance deductible, but that covers only a small portion of her $5,000 cleanup bill.
It sounds basically like they just don't want to pay. And they feel they can just go and blow me off. And I'm a little old lady, what am I going to do? They'll make it as hard as they can, so I'll go away.
And Anne-Louise is not alone. A KGW investigation found over the past 3 years, 194 Portland property owners have sought compensation for similar sewer backups. Of those, the city has paid out more than $360,000, with more pending. These sewage backups are part of a larger problem. Portland's sewer infrastructure is old and overburdened. Much of the city's sewer pipe system is more than 80 years old.
We're heavily invested in upgrading older pipes so they can be reliable now and into the future.
Diane Dolkin, a spokesperson for the Bureau of Environmental Services, explained the city is gradually working to replace aging and undersized sewer pipes, and the incremental improvements appear to be working. The number of urgent calls for sewer backups has started to decline. Keep in mind, there can be unforeseen problems like tree roots, cooking grease, or stuff people shouldn't flush down the toilet that can also clog sewer pipes.
Most sewage backups are preventable. They're preventable by the city to do large-scale construction projects to replace old pipes, and they're preventable by residents by not flushing things that should not go down the drain.
There's something rotten in the state.
But for Anne-Louise, this was no freak accident. The city admitted in a letter the sewer main had some sags in the line, and it's been placed on an accelerated cleaning schedule until a capital improvement project can address the sags in the line.
It was made very clear to me that the issue was not with my line, that it was the city main. So if that had not been clogged, I would never have had putrid raw sewage in my basement.
According to the EPA, when backups are the result of conditions in the municipal sewer system, the municipality is responsible for cleaning up and preventing backups. As an example, the city of Gresham pledges, unless it's 100% certain the sewer backup occurred in the private line, the city will pay for preliminary cleanup at no charge to the owner. But Portland, the city's risk management division, which pays out claims, declined our request for an interview. In an email, a spokesperson explained a variety of factors go into evaluating a claim, including compliance with legal notice and timeliness requirements and factual considerations, adding, the city pays all claims for which it is determined to be legally liable.
It was gross.
For this Portland property owner,
I'm pretty ticked off.
All this legal jargon
God.
just stinks.
I mean, if you don't laugh, You have to have a little black humor.
She's on a fixed income, can't afford a lawyer, and the city isn't budging. So she's stuck with a $5,000 cleanup bill after the city's sewer main backed up into her basement.
Oh, man, it was so disgusting.
Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
Okay, Kyle Aboshi joining us now. So, Kyle, while I'm watching that, I'm thinking, what about homeowners insurance? Will that take care of it?
Right. She's got homeowners insurance, $2,000 deductible. Her concern, one, she doesn't have the money to pay that. And two, she's worried her rates are going to go up. She also thinks, listen, the city is to blame her here, not her.
A lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of people kind of involved. Who is going to take lead on helping this woman?
Right. It's really confusing. So PBOT, they respond to the incident initially. Then Environmental Services, they look and identify the problem, then fix it. Then Risk Management, they determine whether a resident should be compensated, whether they should get paid out as a result of damages.
Plus, you mentioned she's on a fixed income. That's got to be tough. Is anybody stepping up to help her out in the meantime?
Well, we asked the city, are there resources available for people who can't pay? And they said they don't know of any resources that are available. So in this situation, even though she may not have the money, the city's not able to help.
Tough. All right. Kyle Aboshi, thanks.